Hello, my name is Elle Magdaleno. I am a junior and a Sports Med 3 student here at South Tahoe High School. And for my third project, I am doing a injury prevention project on a rotator cuff. So an overview of my athlete, I chose one of my friends, Cadence Bauer. She has been doing dance for 12 years, and she has had no prior injuries, but recently she did express to me that she was having some pain in her right shoulder. So she wanted me to do my project on her. So for the program information, the overall purpose of this project is to prevent injury for Cadence while she's dancing, meaning that she won't get hurt in the future and hopefully prevent any injuries. So before we got started with the program, we came up with 2 goals together. So the first one was just to strengthen the shoulder and strengthen the muscles around the rotator cuff in order for her to stabilize her rotator cuff so there is a lower chance of injuring it in the future. The second goal we made was to just make a simple program because she wanted a program that she could easily do at home and easily do it after I was done with my project with her so she could continue it if it seemed to help her. We worked together for 2 days a week over a period of 2 weeks. So first, let's look at the rotator cuff. So it's in the shoulder, and here is where these little arrow things are pointing. And then we'll look at the rotator cuff muscles. So first is in the front of the shoulder is the subscapularis. Now going to the back of the shoulder, there's the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, and teres minor. And the acronym to memorize these is SITS, S-I-T-S, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. So for a baseline test, we did the drop arm test, and her left and right side were both negative. We did internal rotation, where she just had her hands by her sides, and then she lifted her arms by 90 degrees, so her elbows were at her waist and her hands were out. And then for internal rotation and external rotation, I just was pushing her hands and she was trying not to let me push her hands. So for internal rotation, they were both negative. And for external rotation, her left side was negative, but her right side was positive in the sense that she said that she had some pain with it. Not a lot of pain, but some pain. Next was stretches for her before we actually got started into doing band work and strengthening her muscles. So for the first stretch, you just put her elbow up and her hand as far down her back as she possibly could. The next stretch was just to reach her arm across, and the last stretch was to reach her arm across her body and then with her back arm keep it fully extended. We did these every single time we did the band work so she wouldn't get hurt, and as 3 easy stretches, she can do these wherever she is. She did each of these and she held them for 30 seconds each on both sides. Now actually getting into the program, she did internal rotation with her left arm and internal rotation with her right arm, and she did it for 10 reps and 3 sets. And then same thing with external rotation. We did it with her left and right arm as well, and she did 10 reps. Next, we did some standing bicep curls with her left and right arm. And again, for all of these exercises, she did 3 sets with 10 reps. Then we did some standing rows. And then lastly, we did abduction at 90 degrees. This was with her right arm. And we also did do her left arm, but the video is not in here. Next is just the final baseline test. So we did the drop arm again, and left and right side were both negative. We did internal rotation, and left and right side were both negative. And then we did external rotation, and the left side was negative, but the right side was still positive. She said that the program did definitely help her, and she told me to just put positive because she did still feel pain, but it was a lot less pain. And she ended up having less pain. And she could also abduct her arm further. So she did say that there was definitely an improvement, and she said that she would also continue with the program, and she was glad that it was a simple enough program where she could just do it at home before dance. Thank you. Questions, comments?